Welcome to Spanish Fork Interview. I'm Natasha Lockhart. Joining us in studio today is Rachel Gibson and Kirsten Fowler from the Fragile X Association of Utah. Correct?
Hi. Yes.
Welcome. So, a couple of things before we get started today. I know that you have an event coming up that we want to talk about and definitely promote. But we were talking a little bit before this actually started rolling, and I think I'm like most of the general public. First, help educate us on what Fragile X is, and then how we want to promote some awareness about that. So define it for me, please.
Okay, so Fragile X is the most common form of inherited mental impairment. It's also the most common cause of autism, inherited autism.
Okay.
So, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
The term Fragile X, because a lot of people ask how we spell it. It's just fragile and then the letter X. What happens is there's so many CGG repeats on the X chromosome that it starts to look like it's going to fall apart and fall off. And so that's where the term Fragile X comes from. So that's why it's called that. So it actually has to do with chromosomes. So you get to know a lot about genetics as you start learning about it. And like with us, when I found I was a carrier, then we wanted to see if our dad or our mom was a carrier, so we knew who it would affect. And so we found out that our dad is a carrier. So since he only has one X chromosome, that means all of his daughters are carriers. So.
Interesting. So when we were talking a little bit before also, we were talking maybe some of the differences between, I guess, if there's a standard autism and how Fragile X differs from that. And you were talking a little bit about some of the physical attributes, some of the things that happen.
So Fragile X, they can have autistic tendencies as well, but they also have physical characteristics such as a long face, big ears, loose connective tissues. And as far as cognitive, just like autism, it can range in a wide spectrum. So they could be what they call high functioning, or on the other end where they need a lot of help. I was also telling you about how my son has physical therapy right now. He's doing really well right now, but I'm sure he'll need other therapy as he grows older, and we see different signs of, okay, we're going to need occupational therapy or this other therapy to help him out. So there's just a wide spectrum with it.
Well, thank you for educating us. And obviously, the other reason you're here is to promote your event, to help bring awareness to Fragile X. And the event is Parade of Pumpkins. So when is it?
It is October 18th and 19th, and it starts at 5 o'clock on Friday the 18th and goes until 9 o'clock, and then goes all day on Saturday the 19th. And we're going to have face painting, photographs, entertainment, and just lots and lots of pumpkins and decorations to see. We're trying to get people to bring some gingerbread houses again to this year, haunted gingerbread houses. We want to really add to, we want this to become a tradition for Utah. I mean, my ultimate goal would be, a festival of trees type big. I want people to know this is. Yeah, exactly. We want this to be big so that, because I know that there are a lot of people out there that are affected by Fragile X and don't know it. Especially here in Utah, you have a lot of big families and a lot of families who've been here time and time, over generations.
Sure.
I think we would probably see a lot more of the Fragile X gene than we realize.
Okay, so October 18th and 19th, from 5 until 9 on Friday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday at the Old Pleasant Grove Recreation Center.
Yes, the Old Pleasant Grove Rec Center, just in case anybody gets confused.
Okay. So, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. And then it looks like you have a website too.
Yes, we do. It's fragilexutah.org.
Okay, and if you want any information, you can send that to info@fragilexutah.org. Okay.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Good luck on your event. I hope that I can make it over.
I hope so too.
For Spanish Fork Interview, I'm Natasha Lockhart.